Okay, so we're going to go through the process for the Relaxer Retouch application. So the first thing that you're going to do is make sure your mannequin is divided into 4 quadrants. We're going to start off with parting her down the middle, straight down the middle, all the way down the back. And your next parting is going to go from the top of the head down to the back of the ear, on both sides. So you now have 4 sections that we call quadrants or boxes. The section that we're going to be starting with is in the back on the right-hand side. Okay, so you can see I've got her parted off from ear to ear and straight down the back. So this is the section that we're going to be starting with. We're always going to start at the top of the quadrant up here. So for Relaxer Retouch, you will need your conditioner or cholesterol in a tint bowl with your tint brush, okay? So starting at the top of the section, you will take about a 1/2 inch slice of hair at the very top. And our application method is to apply to the new growth area, but you don't want to put it right on the scalp. So I'm applying it on both sides of the hair, keeping it off the scalp. And I'm putting about 1 inch of product on either side. But see how it's not directly touching the scalp? Then I'm going to move on to the next section. Applying it just off of the scalp on both sides. And then you move on to the next section. When you do your state board test, they will be looking for your partings to be 1/2 inch wide right here. Apply on both sides of the parting. The reason you're not applying to the scalp is because we don't want the client to experience any burning. We don't want that chemical to sit on her scalp any longer than it needs to. The heat from the scalp makes everything process faster. So you want to be very careful that you're not putting the product directly on the scalp. When you get to the smoothing portion, that's when you can allow it to get down onto the scalp. And that usually is just for the last few minutes. So you just continue down your section, taking 1/2 inch slices and applying your product to the new growth area, but not directly onto the scalp yet. If you have a client that has a very sensitive scalp, or if you find out that they've shampooed their hair recently, you would want to base their scalp with product. That would be applying protective cream directly onto the scalp. And I didn't show this, but before you do your Relaxer Retouch, you would always apply the protective cream to the hairline. And around the ears and on the back of the neck. The relaxer chemical works fast, so you want to try to work fast. If you see any of the product getting on their ears or on their neck, you wipe it up right away. Now I'm on my last section. You bring these down, and then you would move on to your next section. Okay, and that's the Relaxer Retouch.